are what Steve sees as the true danger to humanity, not the untamed animals he encounters in the wild. These are the creatures that need help. Sharks, crocodiles, snakes, portrayed as evil monsters by centuries of bad PR. But to Steve Irwin, fascinating and lovable.
Oh, hey! 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 Let go, mate, let go. Hey! Let go, mate, let go. They're powerful. Hey, there he goes. Yeah. There, on my finger. Look at that, there's a nice pattern there. I swear I was going to go through life, yeah, women, I don't really give a rip, I'm jumping on crocs, I'm going surfing, I'm radical, I'm young, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. Terri came in and hit me over the head with a big piece of wood, mate, and I haven't woken up yet.
Marriage didn't slow him down or change his style. His lifelong love of surfing carried on wherever he could find a wave. What has made a difference is the wear and tear on the body from so many violent wildlife encounters. Steve just kept pushing through his injuries, but then he was given the bad news. He could never surf again. After numerous stopgap operations, one of his badly damaged knees finally gave out completely. The only option for the future will be major surgery. This patch-up operation was to be the first of many, and the biggest challenge is always keeping him still long enough to recuperate.
I think what I'll do is I'll put a bandage on it.
After weeks of painful rehabilitation, he was back in action, determined to pick up where he left off. But unfortunately, there will be no more surfing.
I think most mothers would die for their kids. But I think, too, I feel very protective about them. I feel like I would kill for my kids. And the world is a battlefield. And I think you battle to make sure that your children are surrounded by goodness and hope and love.
My little daughter, Bindi, is just the light of my life, mate. No matter how hard things get, no matter how tough the road is, no matter how down I go, my little kid, Bindi, mate, she just props her daddy straight back up. She is just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I love her more than life itself.
After a long process of strict conception procedures, baby number 2 is ready for the world.
Nice early start for the new kid.
Like their daughter, Bindi, Steve was right there for the birth. He could never be anywhere else. The only thing that could ever keep him away from the animals he loves are the people he loves even more.
See, the head's fully down there now, sweetheart.
It seems like the time is now, but there's more waiting to come.
1:30 contractions started coming, and then by 4 o'clock they were at 6.5 minutes. By 4:30 they were coming pretty well on top of each other. Nerve-wracking stuff, and painful too.
Oh, I just feel like it's in my lungs now.
Yeah, you're in a really uncomfortable position, mate.
Yeah, there's not much happening with it now, okay? So what we're going to do, I think, is give him a hand.
Okay.
Like anything else that comes into his life, Steve doesn't stand back and leave it to someone else. He's just as involved in the birth as he is with everything he does.
It's good. Keep going. Lovely.
Up on the top there you go, a little lighter. And what is it? It's a little boy. Come on.
The birth of their baby gave the world one of the best-known infants, but not for reasons Steve and Terri could ever have anticipated or planned.
Going straight to sleep, you little rat bag. Now, you put your mum through heck.
You're a bit gurgly.
Yeah, it's all right.
We've got a whole team here to make sure you're not too giggly.
Well, what do you reckon? Just pull in the two dads.
I still like Robert.
Robert Clarence Irwin.
Imagine that.
If there's one thing that I, Steve Irwin, would want to be remembered for, it's be remembered for passion and enthusiasm. Conservation is my job, my life, my whole persona. Right, so grabbed his head, pulled him out, and bang, he's born. And so for a month, you know, we've kept it quiet, no one knows, you know, it's all very hush-hush because, you know, as a family, you just, you know, you've got this little pink thing, he's only a week old, 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old, and now he's a month old, you know, he's got a control of his, you know, with his body, you know, just starting to be able to hold his head up, and I'm thinking to myself, right, now is the time to bring him out and show him to the world. Here is the grandest day of all grand days. I'm going to take my little baby Bob out to the world. I'm going to show him to everybody.
I was kind of portrayed as the mother who handed the baby over onto the altar to be sacrificed. That's kind of the portrayal that was made. It's amazing how an angle could be taken like that, when in fact it was the joy of sharing a family event with everyone.
I can't honestly say whether I would do the same thing, but I certainly didn't feel that there was anything wrong with what Steve did.
When a new baby comes into a family, the first thing the family does, without a doubt, is goes to see how the dog's going to react to the new baby. Every single family does it. You know, we've got a new baby and Sheppy is jealous. You know, we brought the baby home and Fluffy seems to like the baby. That's always the story. And without meaning to sound like we have Wednesday and Pugsley here, the Irwin family is a little bit different in that our lives are filled with wildlife. We have crocodiles in the backyard.
As far as the danger or the risks from the crocodile to baby Bob, there was absolutely none.
There were 11 people on standby as safety. There are people on backup, people who are spotters, and 6 of those people were in the fence so that they were on duty inside the enclosure with the crocodile.
So if it's all about just whether it was dangerous for Bob, it wasn't.
I think Steve was absolutely shocked at the reaction the media had to what he thought was a normal occurrence.
Steve had actually fed Murray 3 or 4 pieces of food and tied him right out before he even grabbed little baby Bob and went in there. So Murray was tired, he was at the end of his tether, he was ready to go back and go to sleep, so he was very calm, very slow. So out we come. In a very typical and a very familiar surrounding, in with crocodiles. My whole family was there, my dad, my sisters, all of their families, everyone from the zoo was there, and in addition we had the Buddhist nuns. They were there, and they were there to bless my little boy Bob, right? They had the robe, they had the gold this, the gold that, and that thing, that beautiful ceremony they go through. It was fantastic. It was moving.
Baby Bob was introduced to public life in the Crocodile at Australia Zoo, blessed by a group of visiting Buddhist nuns.